Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again to the Detour. And geez, we've got a cracking episode for you. We've been a bit delayed. We normally go live probably a week ago, but we held off, didn't we, John? Because it doesn't get any bigger than the guest that we've got, Jai Hindley, the winner of the Giro. He's joined us, mate. Bloody sensational.
Yes, yeah. Well, welcome on board the Detour, mate. You've been on it before, but under not quite as good a circumstances. We had you on after you'd ran second in the Giro a couple of years ago, but now we can celebrate big time. So yeah, sensational, mate. And I know you've had a week's holiday, mainly in Italy, I think, but so you can tell us about that. So what's it been like in this crazy week and a half, nearly 2 weeks now?
Yeah, wow. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the pod. Yeah, it was crazy. Been pretty crazy and pretty full on actually since I crossed the line in the TT. Like that whole day was a bit of a whirlwind roller coaster, you know. And I was just I had a holiday booked for straight after the race, which I had organised before the race, and that was in Italy. So probably not the smartest idea, but actually it was really nice. Just with my girlfriend for I think just over a week in Italy. So yeah, it was really, really nice just to like shut it down for a bit after the race, and just not touch the bike at all.
I love that story where you went to that famous museum, that Italian Giro mausoleum almost of cycling. You paid to go in, and then you gave them one of your pink jerseys. How great was that? A beautiful story.
Yeah, it was really nice. We were actually staying on Lake Como in the town at the bottom of the Gazzello. So this museum is on top of the Gazzello, the climb they use in Lombardia, and it's a really special place. You know, I went there when I was a teenager in 2014, I think, when we were traveling around Italy and racing and stuff. And it's just, I don't know if you guys have ever been in there, but it's just awesome. Like if you're a cycling fan and you appreciate like all the history and everything about cycling basically, then it's just really cool. They've got so much stuff in there, and I remember actually looking at that setup with all the pink jerseys in there, and I remember looking at that just thinking like, man, that's pretty sick. Because they've got all the, I don't think it's every single year, but it's like really a lot of the jerseys from like most years, and you just see like what the original sort of looked like, the original pink jersey, and then it goes through the years, and you can just see like the jersey changing from like the old wool to what it is now. It's like a tiny little light jersey.
From back in my day, although I never wore the pink jersey, but I'll tell you one thing that hasn't changed. I noticed the little cards that you take, that you carry with you in your back pocket, that have got the profile of the stage and all the information. Yeah. It's still exactly the same as when I rode 1981. So that's one thing that hasn't changed.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh?
I just love the fact that you paid to get in. Like even winning the Giro, it's like, no, mate, €15.
It was pretty cool. I mean, like not different to anyone else, so it's like
you're a humble man.
Cool, mate.
You're a humble man.
That is really cool. That was a really, really smart way to do it, actually.
But if it was me, I wouldn't have. I would have said, hey.
You would have had about 50 people, would you, mate, drag them in, Dan? I know you.
It was pretty funny though, because there's also a church next to the museum, and it's like a sort of bike church. It's also really cool. So we went in there, and luckily it wasn't too busy, and then we went into the museum, and I thought like, I was also wearing sunglasses, but the ladies at reception had like no idea who I was, which was cool. And then we had a look around the museum, and I sort of had the idea like it'd be pretty sweet if I gave them a jersey, and I had a jersey in my suitcase in the car we had. So I just thought like, it'd be pretty sweet if I could give them a jersey, and then they could, hang it up on the wall. And I went out, got the jersey. They still had no idea. And then I came in with the jersey. They still had no idea. And then I shoved in the jersey, and they were like, whoa. Then they said,
where'd you pinch this from?
You know that guy. That's amazing.
Wonderful story.
And then, they were like really stoked. And, they got me to sign it. And then they said like, hang it on the wall, and we'll get some photos and stuff. And then, I spoke with they called up the museum director. He wasn't in, but I spoke with him on the phone, and he was lovely. And it was just really cool, And yep. I think the museum has also been, I don't know, struggling a bit since COVID for the past couple of years. So it was nice that the museum also got like the exposure and stuff, because like I said, it's a really special place. And I think if anyone who's into cycling should definitely visit it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple of live comments. The switchboard is lit up more than any other show. I don't know what's going on. Jason Cruz says, congratulations, Jai. What a ride. Well done on also overcoming 2021. Shows true Aussie grit. It is an unbelievable story, mate. I mean, it was a tough 2021 for yourself. Obviously, you went into the race, you had a clear focus, you had a goal, but the way it all sort of panned out in the end, is it still, looking back on, hard to sort of digest what actually happened?
Especially the last week, because the last week it just goes so fast. Like it feels like you race, and then the race finishes, and then before you know it, you're back on the bike again the next day racing again. Like it's just in fast forward, and it's really hard to like just take in everything that's going on. You're also really tired, so you're not, your brain isn't functioning at like 100%. Well, for me anyway. And it's just really a lot of like, I don't know, just a lot to take in. And I think that's why it was nice to just have like a week of doing nothing, like just a holiday, not riding, and just, really soaking everything in. And I mean, I still like, when I think about it now, it just like makes me smile. I just still can't believe it. Like, it's just crazy, really crazy.
Look, I was very fortunate to be there on the ground, in the bubble, as they say, and to get you on many of the mornings, which was just sensational. You always appreciate the time you gave us. It was a lot of fun. But the first day, actually, but the day before it started, when the team presentation, I was in the place where you weren't supposed to do any interviews, but you come straight over. You said, "Okay, John, you come over and started, how you going, mate? You haven't been in a while. We were having a good yap." And my mate Vanya said, "Bazzy, turn your camera on," or his phone on, which it was. And we started recording it, which we showed on the Detour on SBS as well. But then this woman come running over. "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." And got into trouble.
Got an absolute roasting.
I did.
But the most amazing part of John's journey was the fact that there was that one grab that he got that has gone viral. And I want to play a clip. Jai's obviously a rock star now. He's on the project. You haven't seen this, Iffy, but you're part of it as well, mate. Let's have a look.
I'll be honest, I'm not as across the technical details of tackling stage 15 at the Giro like you are. But let's have a listen at your expertise here.
We're really not here to put socks on centipedes, you know what I mean? Like,
now, are the centipedes also cyclists in this scenario? And if so, how many wheels are on the bike?
Just two. But I had a fun time explaining to the Euro guys for that one, man.
Was that your way of saying we're not here to kiss spiders?
Something like that.
Yeah. Mate, we're viral. We're viral.
And it was the one day I didn't have the SBS sock on because I'd gotten into trouble for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So we took it off for a couple of days and we put it back on anyway. But yeah, that was great stuff.
Classic.
But the thing that really stood out with those interviews, Jai, is just how relaxed you were throughout the whole race, and even you flash back to the year that Cadel Evans won the Tour de France. That was the thing that everyone was saying is how relaxed he was throughout the race but you're not traditionally like a stress head. We know that. But how important is that? Because your team, put in such an amazing effort. It was very clear that you were a guy that they wanted to ride for. You must have kept that group sort of calm, relaxed, the Aussie nature. But how important was that over a 3-week race as a leader to keep the group sort of relaxed and focused and try and minimize stress?
Yeah, I mean, massive, Like I've been, I don't know, I've been on both ends of the stick there. Like I've been a domestic riding for guys in Grand Tours, and then I've also been a leader. So it's like, I don't know, I really just tried to take the experience that I learned when I was a domestic, like what I would like in a leader, that's what I tried to be or tried to do. So it's like, I think if you're riding for someone who's calm and appreciates what all the guys do, which I did, then I mean, as long as your leader's giving it everything every day, and if you're a domestique and you can see that, then I think then it's perfect. So that's really just like what I try to do in a Grand Tour anyway. I think if you keep calm as you can and just you do all the work that you can before, and then whatever happens in the race happens, and it's like that.
You actually did that very, very well, because we've got to remember that Bora had never been on the podium of a Grand Tour. They had all those great years when they were, supporting Peter Sagan, winning green jerseys, winning lots of big bike races, world championships and so on, but they'd never been on the podium in a Grand Tour. So naturally, the stress as the tour went on, especially towards that last week, people were getting nervous, but you were calming things down. And I was getting that from inside. I had my inside sources at your team. And,
media manager.
Not saying who they were, but I was getting reports that you were the one calming everyone down, and everyone respected that. It was pretty amazing, actually.
Yeah, thanks. No, it was it was also just like a really nice team to be a part of, I really had the feeling like every person who was involved in the race for our team was 100% behind everyone and committed, and you could just tell that everyone was really doing their best to help the team. And when it's like that, you can't ask for much more, and it was just really special. Like you don't really get that too often, I would say. And it was just really cool to be a part of.
I've got a heap of live comments. I'll just keep punching through them because I think everyone wants to get involved. Yeah, Peter says, woohoo, way to go, Jai. Keep a lid on it, iffy. Matt Borton says, congratulations, Jai. You did Australia proud and you finished off an amazing team effort. The Skull says he's still smiling and good on him. Pete also wants to know, you're a Dockers or an Eagles fan?
Oh, mate. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not really into AFL. Probably prefer rugby union, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, right.
More of a rugby guy. Yeah, I actually used to play when I was a kid. Didn't last long, thankfully, the career. But
she's lucky you didn't answer, because you would have split the state straight up the middle there. Dockers or Eagles. Patricia says, great gesture and a great achievement. Wendy Superfan, hi guys, congrats, Jai. I love watching you. Was yelling at the screen for you. Andy Matthews says, congrats, Jai. I just love how relaxed you seem throughout the last week. Just awesome. Alan Davis, chapeau, Jai. Profoundly proud of you. Congratulations, mate. Did you get many of the guys throughout the race, particularly the Aussie contingent, coming up going, mate, we're all cheering for you. Come on, giving you that support?
Yeah. That was also really cool. It wasn't just the Aussie guys. There were a lot of guys in the race who were like coming up and saying, actually on this stage 20, quite a few guys came up to me and said like, man, I hope you I hope you get it done today, basically, which is pretty cool. You know, when you got like multiple guys all on different teams, different nationalities, like coming up and saying like, "Oh man, you know, I hope you win," or "Good luck for today," or it's just really nice. And yeah, I mean, there weren't so many Aussie guys at the race compared to, well, I don't know, 2 years ago there was quite a lot, but yeah, it's always nice when there's Aussie guys there, and you know, you can just shoot the breeze, and yeah, it's really cool. I always try to like chat with whoever's there from Oz in a race, and yeah, it was pretty nice, man.
Well, I tell you something. On the Saturday, on the penultimate day, you had just crossed the line. Matter of fact, I think Carapaz had just crossed the line, and that gap was there. I got a text from Richie Port, and seriously, only seconds after, he must have been sitting back because, you know, as we know, Richie had to pull out a few days before, and he said, "Tell Jerry he's got to send that pink Fiat to Perth, because evidently in his fleet of cars, he's got a pink Fiat that was given to him." And he said to
like a Fiat 500, yeah.
Yeah, Fiat 500, pink. And evidently, he'd said to Richie one day, if he wins the Giro, he'd give it to him. But I said to Jerry, he said, "Yeah, but that was before I started my own team. I can't really be giving someone from another team a car." So you missed out on the big Fiat. But I got to tell you, Jerry, super, super proud. Of course, he wanted Simon to win, but that didn't happen. But he was so over the moon. He said, "When I'm talking to you, please congratulate him for him, because he feels a connection because of those early days."
Look at this classic photo. Yeah. The old Mitchelson and Scott days with Dave Sanders.
Yeah. Dave Sanders, when you won in China, it was a great window. I was talking to Dave just the other day, and he was raving about how special that win was. And there was a few World Tour pros and everything over racing in China at that time. And you gave them all the you said goodbye to him up the big climb, which was a fantastic ride. So, but anyway, I'm just saying, Jerry was over the moon. So, as team mascot, I think I've got the role to try and twist your arm, and when your contract finishes at Bora, to get you back to Green Edge. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, thanks, man. Also, tell Jerry thanks next time you see him. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, they'll be trying to get you to. When the Sun Tour fires up, you got another bit.
We were talking about that before the race started. So I said, we're trying to get it back, and you mentioned that it'd be something sensational. So you've got to defend your title, mate. We haven't had one since you won it. So
that's it. Oh, I mean, Sun Tour, that's also just a sweet race, you know. Yeah, I've actually done it a few times now, and it's like, it's just so much fun. I mean, you do like Down Under, it's also really nice. And then, you come to Sun Tour, it's like a bit of a different field, a bit of a different vibe, you know, different course. And I love doing it. I think I've done it like quite a few times now too. Maybe 3 or 4. But every time it's just like really, really cool.
That's good.
Is it going to be back on?
Well, we're working on it.
Depends on what you want to do, mate. I think you could kickstart any sort of revival now.
Jerry has said that he would. You know, he's been the major partner. It's owned by the Herald Sun, state government, and they're all meetings going at the moment. So I'm, probably talking.
Peter wants him at the Bakerits too.
Bakerits. Well, of course, we'll have him at the Bakerits at any time. I mean, that goes without saying.
Well, make sure it's a hilly course, and I might make an appearance.
Well, we'll bring back Port Arlington just for you.
Mate, you'll have the Jai Hindley Bay Classic.
But the Sun Tour will have a mountaintop finish, a Jai Hindley finish in it for sure. So I guarantee you that. We'll work on it. We'll work on it. But, look, I know everyone's so keen to get you back to Australia. I'm thinking that you'll probably come back from the Worlds. It'd be crazy not to, because it's a pretty tough circuit. And I can't see them not having you in the team. I think that's
your form looks pretty good.
Like I put my hand up for it, so hopefully we'll see what happens though. But
I reckon you might have a bit of a show of making the selection, mate. I don't think too much trouble there.
But it would be nice. It would be really nice, because I think I do Vuelta and then I think Worlds is around a week or a week and a half.
Yeah,
or
it's only a
something
week
like
and a bit
that.
after, so you become a straight out, I reckon.
Yeah, and
And they tell me,
Vuelta's the last race with the team, so if I could finish at Worlds, that'd be really nice. Then be a ticket back to the continent. Which
I think there might be a little bit of a celebration if you get to Perth when you get to Perth, mate. I think that's that's on the cards.
Yeah. I've been actually had a few people contact me about it. So I mean, hopefully we can organise something. I think it'd be really nice. Maybe like a grand fondo or something where everyone can rock up and
I think it's
maybe set up a sausage sizzle with some snags at the finish or something.
Well, I was getting phone calls from people in Australia cycling and from Perth only just after you won the damn race, or even before, actually, on the Sunday morning. So that was already, all those wheels were already in motion, which is absolutely fantastic.
Mate, you got so many opportunities now. I mean, you've got to do some sort of clothing brand now with like socks on centipedes or something, and just really start making some serious bank off this stuff, because I mean the pan's hot. Might as well strike.
I got to surf the wave, eh? I'll see what I can do. It would be cool to bring out some special kit, maybe some socks. You never know.
That's it. Mate, they'll fly off the shelves. Don't worry about that. We're going to take a quick drinks break. When we come back, we just want to dissect a couple of moments from the Giro itself, because I'm sure if he does so much research for all these guests and all their shows.
I just thought it's a lot of fun. Just before we throw to it, I was talking texting with Jai the other day, and as he knows, when I got back, I got back on the Wednesday night, and on the Friday, good mate of both Dan's and mine, Ronnie Reid, passed away, one of the legendary journos. So it's been a pretty tough week. There's a photo of him there, a real character, one of the best journos anyone's produced, let alone Australia. But and Dan's put together a beautiful little tribute, which we're going to, because his funeral's tomorrow, we're going to show it. But at the end of this podcast, we'll show that little 5-minute tribute to Ron.
Yeah, beautiful. And guys, condolences. It's really sad news. Really, really feeling for you guys. Hope you're pulling up all right.
Oh, he was a just great guy. What I never could understand with Ron is when you talk to him, he'd be real like, "Oh, how you going, Dad?" And you get sort of one-word answers out of him. But then when he type, he's like this Picasso, and he sort of weave this story, and you're going, hey, "Hang on, what's going on, Ronnie?" Like,
amazing, amazing stuff. Yeah.
All right, I was going to say we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll dissect a little bit more of the Giro. So stay tuned.
Yep.
Look at this bike. You think it's just a bike, right? But it's not. It's a bike 374 people are looking at. This guy, this girl, them, all looking at it. People from here, there, and wherever this is. People that are looking for a bike. Or just a piece of it. Amateurs, semi-amateurs, and pro-amateurs. This guy wants this bike, but with this crank and these bars. This could be the perfect match. But not this one. This girl has a bike to sell, and thousands of people might purchase it. Eyes on Bikes help grow small businesses. His, hers, yours, and the latest data and insights help those businesses keep moving. We are the world's #1 bike marketplace, with over 500,000 products and 900 brands, where buyers and sellers are brought together in a place where a bike is never just a bike. Bike Exchange, where the world buys, sells, learns, and rides.
Feel more in every moment. The all-new Lexus NX.
Thanks again to Bike Exchange and, of course, Lexus of Blackburn and Jai. If he makes me show this photo every time, Lexus of Blackburn Bay Crits. Get down to lexusofblackburn.com.au. There's Ruby Rose McGannon and Blake Quick and any other nuggets of insight you got there, John?
Oh, yeah, PSC Insurance, great partners as well. But I know we keep saying it, but Andrew Moore, a great guy. So if you're in Victoria and you want a Lexus, go and see him out at Blackburn.
Yeah, and also if you are in Victoria, go down and check out Mitchelton Winery, Johnny. Jerry's fantastic setup down there.
It is amazing. I know you've been there, Jai. It is an amazing setup. His new hotel. Ride around with the little e-bikes that Jerry brings in as well. Cruise around and just amazing hotel, winery on the beautiful Goulburn River. I'm up there all the time. I'm actually heading up there on the weekend and back. Got a cabin up there, not quite as palatial as Jerry's palace there, but I do regularly drop in for lunch.
Yep. So get down, check it out. Oh, it's great. Now, Jai, obviously going into the Giro, you go into those races confident, you got a plan. What was the general sort of plan going into the race? Like, how were you sort of planning on tackling it? Because you guys showed your cards sort of halfway through where everyone's going, hang on, what's going on with Bora? Like, these guys are attacking and they're not taking a backward step.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also had 3 leaders, so we had like a pretty strong team, and we also had no one for the sprints. Like, it was all in for GC. So, it was like the sole purpose was to get someone on the podium, and we rode conservatively when we needed to, and then took the opportunities when they presented themselves. And I think that's how I like to race Grand Tours anyway. Like, I really don't like to burn energy here or there. I just, when I know it's going to be a good time to make time up, or go for a stage win or something, then I'm all in. But then when it's like, like a non-GC day or something, then it's good to just take it a bit easier. Not like not focus or take it easy. I mean, you can't really take it easy ever, but just like, save as much energy as you can. And I think
the team stepped up. I mean, they really did ride as a GC team. But Kelderman and you seemed to be the two that were going the best. And I was looking at it, wondering, which way I was going to go. But then Kelderman had his problem, I think it was about a week, stage 9, I think, when he lost 10 minutes. And then that was it. That was then you were the leader, and the whole team got. But there was one day, I wanted to ask you this, where they didn't seem to have it sorted out correctly. There were a few up the road and you were unprotected. And I thought, what are they doing? Just one day. It was after about a week. You'll probably remember the day, because I'm sure you would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I can't remember the stage. I know the stage you're talking about, though. Yeah, we had it was the day we did Mortarolo, where there was Lenny and Wilco up the road in the breakaway, and then there was me and Emu in the, sort of like the GC group.
That's right. It was in the last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I also remember that. And I also remember after that stage talking to the DSs and saying I think everyone agreed, like, it was nice to have a guy in the break, but ultimately it was a bit, questionable, because, we had Emu and myself in the GC group, but no one else was there, so if anything went wrong, then we were probably pretty screwed. But I mean, from that point on, I said to them, like, guys, like, that if we're going for GC, that really can't be happening anymore. And they also were saying that. So from that point on, it sort of just like was 100% like into just supporting for the GC. I mean, we also had 2 stage wins in the first sort of half of the race, which really took the pressure off. And that was nice. And obviously you always want to go for stages, but when you are riding for GC, then you really do have to be like conservative with your energy on some days. And I think from that point on, then we were really smart about it. You know, I think actually the whole race, the team tactics wise were pretty on point. I think maybe that day, you know, it could have been better. It still wasn't like disastrous or something. And then we also had on stage 19 where we were chasing. That was also a bit like, we probably shouldn't have chased, but actually that was the call off the riders, not the DSs. And we also had a bit of a discussion after that. But I mean, the good thing about the team was like the DSs were never saying like, okay, today you do this, you do that, you do this. They came in with the like, I don't know, openness and like ideas that they thought could work. And then, you know, if the guys agreed with it, then we went with it. Or if the guys had any other opinions, then, you know, everyone just said what they felt. And then we went off that. It was a real open environment. You didn't feel like you were treading on anyone's toes or anything like that. It was actually just really nice to be a part of. Like everyone could say whatever they felt. If, you know, one guy said like, "Oh mate, I don't want, you know, electrolyte in the bottles. I want water." Or if someone said like, you know, this, I want. Then everyone listened to it, and you know, it was just a good environment. And I think that actually is what helped everything work so well, is because everyone had a voice and everyone's voice got listened to. So,
well, it's
I reckon,
well, we've said that a few times. If you like, when you involve the team as shareholders, you know, cycling's a weird sport in that, like with DSs, it's not like a football pitch where you can see everything in front of you. Sometimes the cars are bloody a kilometre behind.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if you don't empower the riders, that must have been so refreshing, Jai, because you would have been in environments before where it isn't like that, you know, and you know, you're dealing with dictators like Dave Sanders.
Dave was on the ball. Dave was on the ball.
I was just wondering.
The stage that stood out to me, the stage that changed everything, where I thought, wow, you know, I'd already thought that you could win this, and I thought you win it really early. And I actually sent you a text, but it was to your old number, saying, you can win this, mate. But anyway.
That would have been the difference too. Once you got that text from Iffy, you would have said, right now I'm going to switch on.
Stage 14, the Torino stage, Turin stage, which was one of the most dynamic stages I've ever seen. It was just, what a bike race. And there was no flat ground. It was up, down, turning. It was just, you know, hectic as. But you guys took it on. You attacked. You did an Ineos or a Sky. You just took control of the race. And that was the day, I reckon, the Giro changed for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like it was actually like a day that was months in planning, you know, like I don't know if you guys saw the team that we took to Milano Torino, but it wasn't really a team for that specific race. It was like a sprint. It was going to be a sprint finish, and we took a bunch of climbers there. And Wilco and Gasper also went, and they actually reconned the Torino stage after the race. And from that point on, you know, Gasper was saying like, he was saying at the start of the race, like, this is going to be the key stage. This is going to be a key stage. Like, just wait. And, you know, he also had like a big idea or plan that he had in his head, and he came to the guys with that, and everyone was like, oh yeah, that's pretty ambitious, you know, like when your DS is like, yeah, we're going to blow the race up like halfway through, then you're like, oh,
because it was a short stage. It was quite a good stage as well. It was just all on. And you got Carapaz sort of isolated, and it was amazing. Just great stuff.
Yeah, I think just the way it played out, it was perfect. You know, like the plan wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily to like blow the race up, but just really to get all the GC guys isolated, especially Carapaz, because he had such a like strong team. And I think it worked so well because no one expected it to come from us, and no one expected it to come that early. And everyone sort of like got caught with their pants down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, exactly. No, it's exactly.
it
I
was,
loved it.
yeah, it was good. And it was like just really perfect teamwork by the guys. Like everyone fully bought into it. Everyone fully committed. Like we had guys doing absolute burners with 80K to go. Like when Aliotti pulled off after his turn, he was like done, and he still had, I think like 70 or 60K or something to go. Like, see you at the bus, bro. Like, but yeah, like I don't know, it just speaks volumes about the team. Like the guys just fully committed, and then we came through the finish line there. We had, I think, 2 laps to go of this circuit, and the group was tiny. It was really super small. It was only the GC guys, and then I think our Mater was maybe one of the last guys to get back to that group. But like I said, so many guys got caught out, and actually it was just a sick day of racing. Like you don't really get many days like that, especially in the Grand Tour, where it's like pure racing from so far out, and that was just like really cool, especially because we were the team doing the damage. You know, if you're on the other end of the stick, then it's maybe not so nice. But when your team is committed like that, and they just really shake the tree, then it's really cool to be a part of. And also, I think that also just set the tone for the team for the rest of the race. I think after that, everyone was like really confident, and it was from that moment on, everyone knew we weren't there to put socks on centipedes. So.
That's right. What I want to know is, cycling is a game of poker at times. And I heard Keenan had some insights the other week where he was saying that, Carapaz, when he's sort of grimacing or whatever, he's feeling good. But when he's trying to put this face on that he's calm, he's actually struggling. Do you pay attention to facial expressions of these other guys, and then you're like, I've read your hand, mate. You got to bust it straight. Let's go.
Yeah, 100%. Also on that Torino stage, I made a big mistake because I was looking at him going up this climb, and he was for sure he was putting on a poker face. Like he was not a poker face, like he was putting on a real suffer face. And I was thinking, like, man, he's on the ropes. He was also not like rolling through much, and I was like, oh, Carapaz is really struggling. Maybe we've like caught him out here. And then, like at the top of the road, he just launched. And if you watch the video, I watched the replay, no one even thinks about reacting because he comes past everyone that quick. And I was like, man, like, what an amateur move by me. I was thinking like, this guy is cooked, like he's looking super tired, and then he just comes flying past, and then I was thinking like, well, shit.
Yeah. But I don't think he was going quite as well as what it looked when he first went, because instead of just going, he kept looking back and looking back and looking back, which you wouldn't have seen, but we were watching it on the TV, and we're watching this. And I said to Vazzy, we were up the road, we were given bottles on the last climb. And I said, I don't think because when he first went, like you said, he looked, oh, shit, he's got, they're not going to see him again. Yeah, he kept looking back. I said, no, he's not quite right. He's not going as well as what he thought. No.
Yeah, it was like interesting. It was also quite far to go. And, this road that I don't know if you remember it, but the road, we did the Superga, the climb that they do in Milano Torino. And then the road in between that and that final really hard climb was actually quite far, and it was really hard to do. I mean, it was really hard to do in the bunch, like of guys, but to do that on your own would have taken a lot of energy. And I think, I think maybe, his attack was really impressive, but I think maybe if he'd saved it for that final climb, then, it could have been a bit different. But always easy to say, like after the facts, Yeah. So.
Because the other concerning, or what would have caused me stress if I was in your position, is the amount of riders this year that have been pulled out because of illness. And then you had that leading into the final. It sort of flashed back to Stewie O'Grady when he won Paris-Roubaix and he went off the front and he said, all I was thinking about is don't punch her, don't punch her. How much were you thinking in the last week? Don't get sick. I don't want people coming near me. I don't want to be shaking hands of fans. How much did you have to sort of wrap yourself in your own little bubble to sort of make sure that you didn't get crook?
Yeah, I was like shitting my pants basically. Especially the last 3 days, I think that's what was making me so stressed was up until that point, everything had gone really well. And yeah, like you say, if you have a puncture at a bad moment or the crash here, or, you wake up with like the flu or a stomach bug or something, that's like, 3 weeks of racing down the drain. And when you think of it like that, I try not to basically because when you start thinking like that, then you get really stressed out. And actually, I think I had a pretty good run in terms of punctures and crashes. I actually didn't crash, and I only had one puncture, and that day was
Stage 18.
Yeah, it was the last sprint stage, I think, and
Stage 18, just
super
inside
hard day.
3K to go.
Yeah, and that day, from that day on, I was a bit like more stressed, I would say, because then I really had like this moment of like, well, I can lose everything here because of this, And then when I started, like I said, when I started to think like that, then I was really stressing out. But yeah, in the end, it was all right. But also the last TT, I'd people like, great ride, like, you pretty much won the Giro, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, okay, yeah, I've got a good gap, but it's not over until it's over, And I really,
you're right. Well,
for me, that last TT also was, it was stressful, but I'd also been in that situation 2 years ago in 2020. So actually the exact same situation where I went into the Jersey after the second last stage, and then I was doing the final TT, and I think the experience from 2 years ago really helped a lot because just to have that experience, and I could just keep a bit more calm and stuff. But also to have the bigger buffer that I had this year was also much nicer than 2 years ago of like half a second or whatever it was,
Well, Carapaz surprised me that he actually did a really good time trial because the way you cracked him on the Saturday, I didn't think he'd be able to come back from that, and he did. He ran a great time trial, as you did as well. Matter of fact, he took risks on the last. He only beat you by about 7 seconds, and if you had taken the same risks as him, you probably would have beaten him. But my question goes back to that stage 18 puncture. Because when it happened, I remember thinking, they quickly said, he's inside 3K. There's no pressure. But you didn't know you were inside 3K. You weren't sure when you had the puncture. I remember you telling me later because wherever. And so you've stopped. And that surprised me because I thought you would have had one of your teammates with you just ready to jump on his bike. Why didn't you do that?
Was also pretty stressful. Like that whole stage actually was really hard. Might not have looked like it, but I think we did this steep climb. I think it was around maybe 50K to go or 45K to go or something like that to the finish from the top of this climb. And from the top of the climb to the finish, it was just full steam, like full gas. And it was actually really hard. Just riding in the wheels on a straight line was like really hard. Like they were pulling full noise to get this brake back. So it was actually a really hard stage, and I actually used quite a lot of guys in the final circuits there because the positioning was just so hard. Like you were either riding on the front or you were just, fighting guys in the bunch to hold your position because just to ride like in the top 20 wheels at that point was like really hard. And I was basically burning quite a lot of guys just to keep me as far forward as possible. So everyone was like pretty, spent that day. And then, then I came out of that corner and then, hit something and then had to change bikes. And I think maybe they knew that I was inside 3K to go, but I was just like fully focused and in the zone that I had no idea. And when I pulled over, like, it wasn't like the type of puncture or something that you could just run on the rim, especially on that circuit. I really had to stop straight away. And then, I was like full stressing, and then I literally like looked up and then 50 meters in front of me was like the 2K to go banner. And I was just like, I just lost like 5 years of my life to the rest. And I was also like, the car stopped, but no one was like really rushing. And I was looking in the window at Gasper and he was like behind the steering wheel. And I think he just went like this. He just went like 2K to go or something like that and just mouthed the words. And I was like,
well, the thing is, that could have meant anything.
You whacker.
I remember looking into the car and I was like, I could have killed someone. I was just full stress, full anger, like everything. And then I look up, I saw the banner, I saw like Gasper in the car, like easy. And then,
I think I've got footage of Gasper from stage 20. I think this is the penultimate day, and he gets quite emotional.
The last 700 meters until the line, full gas until the line, Jai.
This is when it's really hit him.
Jai, you're fucking making history. 42 seconds to Landa, and Carapaz is dropped from Landa. So great job, Jai. You're fucking legend. Allez, Jai, till the line, man.
Actually, I haven't watched all this.
History is one country proud of you.
You got him. This is where you got him. Yeah. It must be great watching these sort of scenes back where you see
really
grown men.
Absolute legends, these guys in the car. And I think this especially just really shows like how passionate they were and how committed they were, for me. The guys were doing everything they could, and when it comes together and when it goes well and you see the guys reacting like that, you really understand like how invested they are in you, and it's that in itself is just really special. Like makes me emotional to see him like that.
Beautiful.
Like it's, I don't know. I don't think you get that in many sports, especially these days. Like cycling is really just greatest sport in the world. Like
without doubt, it brings those emotions out. Well, I was doing a bottle feed on the last climb, that little climb just before you went down and up the Marmalada, and
did you offer Jai a bottle, John?
Sorry, buddy.
I've
told Jai, bottles there, mate. You want one?
After every interview, John said, "I've got a bottle for you if you need it, mate."
That's it.
Never needed it. But I was always there for you. But I remember we set up at this spot, and then the Ineos car pulled up, and they dropped a guy off to feed at the same place, and then they were driving on to another spot further up. But Rod Ellingworth jumped out of the car and come over and started, because I go back a long way with Rod, and he said, "Oh, it's going to be big, big day." I said, "Yeah." 3 seconds. I said, "Yeah, it won't be 3 seconds tomorrow, mate." He said, "No, I don't think it will." I said, "Yeah, but you think it's going to be one way, and I think it's going to be the other." Oh, he had a laugh and got in the car and drove off. When I saw him the next day, he just put the head down and gave me a smirk, but he took it pretty well. But I remember you came past because the break was up the road, and then you guys came past, and I remember looking at you, and you looked absolutely fantastic. You looked so relaxed, and they're going bloody quick. So that's that little rise just before you drop down and went up into the final climb. And I thought it was about, I think it was about 16, 18, 20K to go, something around that time. And as they took off, we were then driving behind and watching it on the telly. And I said to Vazzy, he looks good, mate. He looks good. So we it was great. We were yelling and screaming. We were a bit like your DS. We were high-fiving and tears, and it was sensational, just sensational.
We've got a couple more live comments. Sally says, class act by Jai. Congratulations and all the best for the rest of the season. Tom Maloney says, fantastic, Jai. Congratulations. You're just so cool. But do you speak English with other Aussies or more with Dutch, Germany, and Slovenians?
Do I speak English with other Aussies?
Do you speak English with other Aussies or more?
I don't know what Tommy was right, because Tommy's an old racing mate of mine, and he speaks so many languages. Well, he's broken so many bones recently. He's still in plaster, so I think he's on medication.
Yeah, I mean, I speak my Aussie English with the Aussie guys, but actually, when I'm with the Euro guys, I really put on my best English. They probably don't think it. I actually try and speak like my most sophisticated Queen's English.
Yeah. Well,
how's your German?
Yeah.
Guten Tag.
Nine.
You speak good Italian, and you a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah, Italian is like a work in progress, and so is the Spanish. But I will really try and learn both, I think.
In G-Town, mate, you just point at menus and dos cerveza, por favor. You laughing, mate. John Obed says, congrats, mate. What are some of the messages you've received from other Aussie cyclists? Obviously, Cadell's a big one now that you join him as the only other Aussie to win a Grand Tour. Have you spoken to Cadell?
I haven't actually spoke to him directly since the race, but I've read like a lot of the interviews he's done, and yeah, it's really nice. And also, from the other Aussie guys, I've had messages off heaps of guys, really, like a lot of current Aussie guys, and then a lot of the older ones too. Guys like Giro and Rod McEwen, and Cadell in the past, and that is like really special, because like you're basically getting messages of and support of guys that that I used to look up to, and there wasn't just like I don't know, one guy that I just looked up to. Really, like all the Aussie pros, like I had a lot of respect for, and when you get messages off these guys, and it's really special, and that's all I can say. It's like really.
Did you have a go at Robbie for the last day? He put on these. It was supposed to be pink shorty jumps that looked like a pair of pink pajamas, or they weren't even pink. It's the most terrible outfit I've ever seen.
I did see that. I thought he looked pretty sharp. So
you're bloody bullshitting now, Jai. He did look sharp. He looked bloody terrible. But anyway, all good.
A few more. Sam Roberts says, you're a star, Jai, proud Aussie mate. Karen Jones, what an incredibly humble guy. What a great role model. Congratulations. Zippy, he says, awesome effort, Jai. I'm so happy you did one step better from 2 years back. Grand Tour winner. No one can take that away from you. Onwards and upwards. You obviously so driven in the sport, and you've achieved so much already. But a lot of the guys at the top, mate, they reset their goals. What is sort of the next box you want to tick now, or you just take it sort of for Welter, see how we go and go from there?
I mean, hopefully make the world's team. That'd be nice.
You'll be right.
I had like a bit of a break after the race, and I think all of July I will be training at altitude, and then the next races will be San Sebastian and Burgos and the Vuelta normally. So I really want to have a good crack at the Vuelta. I think it's pretty sweet race. I remember doing it in 2018 as like my first Grand Tour. So I haven't done it since, but yeah, it'd be really nice to go back there and have a good crack, like I say. But
I do have some bad news for you because Vazzy and I are planning to go to the Vuelta, so you could get annoyed.
Well, I just have to catch up with you every day again. Eh?
Give him more zingers, mate. Go viral.
We have to come up with a new one. I have socks on centipedes. We have to come up with a new one.
Simon Knowles says, best cycling podcast ever. Congratulations to Jai. Awesome win and well-deserved. Good on you, Knowlesy. Carolyn says, congratulations for Mandra, Jai.
Oh, Mandra. Very nice. Thank you.
And Damien Spike says, how did it feel to get revenge on Ineos?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really I wasn't really thinking about it like that. But no, it was just nice to win. I mean, especially after 2 years ago, it was it was really brutal and heartbreaking actually to lose it like I did 2 years ago. For sure it was a surprise for everyone, including me, that I was in that situation. But afterwards, when the dust settled and I really had time to think back on it, it was when you come so close to something like that and then you lose it, it's brutal, man, like I said. And actually I did, I was thinking about that for a long time. Almost every time I stepped over the top tube on a bike, I was thinking about that. So it just, not so much like the revenge, but just to come back and to go a step higher on the podium was really, really cool. So
well, restored your faith in the cycling karma gods. It's
amazing to wear the pink jersey, to and win it. That's staggering. But you've never had the pleasure of actually riding in the pink jersy in the peloton.
I was also thinking that, a bit of.
Do you feel like a failure, Jai?
A bit. Maybe I'll go back next year and finally pull the finger out.
Anyway, it's just interesting, isn't it? I mean, you've won the damn Giro, but you haven't had a chance to ride in the peloton. With the pink jersey.
It's really annoying because you only. I've got 2 pink skin suits, but no.
It just feels like a waste. It's like,
I was going to. There was a couple of characters who rode their first Giro, who I wanted to get your opinion on their riding and their riding style and whatever. Of course, first Mathieu van der Poel. He doesn't like an easy day at all, so he just goes for it, doesn't he? Yeah.
I think he's one of the few guys racing now who's really changing the sport, and for the better. He's riding really aggressive and just ripping up the blueprint basically and just doing what he wants. And, he's also got the engine behind it. So I think actually as a cycling fan, you're probably in some of the best years that you can be, or in some golden years. I think people look back at the way that guys like him and Pog and Van Aert are racing, and they're really special riders. And I think that in the combination with the accessibility of being able to watch racing now is it's a great time to be a cycling fan. I'll put it like that. I'm also a big cycling fan. I watch a lot of racing when I'm back home. I can't get enough of it. And it's cool. It's really cool. And also to race against these guys, it's it's a real privilege, I would say.
And the other one who I think is going to be just as dynamic is Girmay, Beniam Girmay. The stage he won and the stage he almost beat Van der Poel in earlier, stage one, were amazing. But what an unbelievable way to have to leave the race.
Yeah. I mean, it's just life, isn't it? I mean, you're riding high 1 minute and then it's all coming crashing down the next. But yeah, it was actually really sad to see that news and like see him be taken out of the race for something like that. It's like, what the hell? But yeah, massive respect to him. I mean, he's really like a class bike rider, and I remember seeing him. I can't remember what race it was, but maybe last year or earlier this year. But I remember seeing him in the peloton and thinking, like, man, this guy, like, just the way he moves in the peloton was like really, really talented. You can tell, and I think for the sport of cycling, especially in Africa, it's like really awesome, really nice to see. And yeah, I mean, I think I was like among a lot of other guys who were really happy to see him take a win.
Yeah, we've just got a couple more live questions, and then we won't hold you up too much longer, mate. Great Divides wants to know, Albo giving you a call yet, mate? Obviously referring to the Prime Minister, Albanese.
No, I haven't heard from him, but yeah, you never know. Maybe catch up for a cappuccino or something back in P-Town.
Oh, he'd love it. You see him at the Worlds. If you play your cards right, you won't be a spectator. You'll
be riding around on his bamboo bicycle.
That's right. Sam Roberts, they've already penciled you in, mate. Rainbow jersey would be nice. Duhig says, what would you like to go to the Worlds, or who would you like to go to the Worlds with, and which Aussies do you think suit the course at the Gong? So now you're the leader on the road. You're not just going. Who do you want around you?
Well, I mean, I don't think I'm the leader, but actually, yeah, that's a really hard question. I think when you look at the guys that we have in the World Tour or just in Australian cycling in general, it's really like a lot of talented guys. But yeah, I mean, it just depends on who's motivated, and I mean, I think a lot of guys will be motivated for it. It's not like every day you get to do a Worlds at home, so I think it'd be a hard few decisions for the selectors to make. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I think whoever goes and whoever wears the jersey will be, they'll have earned it, and I think they'll do the country proud. That's for sure.
Last couple from me, mate. It must have been really, really special to have your family over there. I mean, you've been asked this a few times, but that feeling of seeing your family you haven't seen for 2.5 years as you cross the line. You're talking about the emotion seeing Gasper before, but that must have been just next level.
Yeah, it really hit me right in the feels, because I hadn't seen my mum and my dad for like over 2.5 years. I think actually since Sun Tour in 2020, I flew home for like less than 12 hours or something, and then that was the last time I saw them. And then I didn't see them again until they were in the arena. The team got in touch with me, and Bora wanted to fly them over, and they did that, and they organized everything, like the accommodation, the rental car. That was like really special because, I mean, my parents were anyway going to come over towards the end of June for a month, so I was going to catch up with them then. But just the way things worked out and the team wanting to bring them over it was like 2 or 3 days, if that, they were there for. It was really just like the weekend they came, and then to have them like in the arena there at the finish, that was like, you couldn't ask for. I mean, I couldn't ask for like a better day. Like, it's really just like a fairy tale ending to the race. And also my girlfriend, she was also in Oz for I think 2 or 3 months, so I also hadn't seen her for a while. And then to have all three of them there, my biggest support circle basically in the arena at the finish was like it's just like really special, man. Really, like,
it's a cool trophy too, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've got one of the second place ones, so I didn't really want another one of those in the
Oh, that's sensational.
it was just the whole last couple of days there was really special, and I'm really thankful for the team to organise to bring them over. That was like a real classy move, and they were just blown away, by everything. You can imagine like flying from Oz, and then and then you watch the finish, like just like full emotions, and then this big party, and then the next day you got to fly. They flew back, so it was like I could imagine they were pretty smashed by the time they got back home, but definitely worth it. And they were like so happy to be there, and I was so happy to have them there.
Surely Bora are going to deck your kitchen out with appliances and the full kit caboodle. You're back before. You're going to start milking this cash cow, mate. You're going all in.
Hopefully, they're pretty nice kitchens. They look pretty.
Oh yeah, that's top end, mate.
Yeah,
that's top end.
Really nice stuff. Also, the hand scroll stuff is really good.
They make all the bits and pieces. They make all the utensils and everything, don't they?
Oh, mate. Yeah. You start your own cooking show.
Double whammy.
Last one for me, mate. I like asking this question to a lot of people we've had on the show, and that is, what is the advice you want to give to people, either from a mentor that you had or along the journey, to help, people get through tough periods in their life? Like you've gone through tough periods yourself, and you've achieved, the ultimate success at the Giro. What do you think is the best advice you can give the viewers and listeners?
Yeah, hard one and a deep one. I mean, if you're going through the shit, then I don't know. For me, it really helped to have like a big goal and something that I could really focus on and just take my mind off things. But yeah, I think it's also really crucial to support yourself, surround yourself with the right people. Like, the people that I consider like in my inner circle, they're really amazing people, and people that I know I can lean on if I need to at any time. And I think your support network is almost everything, and just have the right people around you, and also just have belief in yourself. I think it's also a big one. Like, if you really back yourself and believe that you can do something, and then you put the work into that all the time consistently, then I think you can do whatever you want. So
fantastic stuff, mate.
Good stuff.
And then you want to
not trying to get emotional on set, but
no, it's great, mate. It's such an amazing story, and you've made so many people, whether they're Australian or around the world, proud of seeing just your progression. But I think the thing that makes most of the people that see your story proud is the way you conduct yourself. Because it's what there have been champions in the past that you see off the pitch or off the bike or whatever. You go, it's just a shame that they're not the full package, whereas you are the full package. The way you conduct yourself off the bike is almost at times as important as what you do on the bike. And that I think that's the full package that make people really proud, and you should be obviously proud of not just your results, but how you conducted yourself as well, mate. So chapeau.
Cheers, guys. I really appreciate that, mate.
And I just want to thank you for that whole month. I mean, you were absolutely sensational. Every morning, me and you hanging out in front of the bus.
Oh, not at all. Not at all, mate. It's not every day you get an Aussie cycling legend asking you for an interview.
Oh, hang on. Hang on.
Wait, did I write that up there for you to say? No, did I? No, but it was special. It was an amazing month. I do love the Giro. It was funny that I finished in that same arena 1981. What was that? 50 years ago or something.
Really?
40-something years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
We finished the same place in the same time trial. But I got to tell you, it was the most beautiful month. Vazzy and I traveling around, interviewing you every morning, staying in the bubble. We're in the bubble with Bike Exchange Joker, who looked after us really well. And it was just, sensational. And you made it special. You put a smile on my face every day. I'd walk away from doing an interview with you and said, how cool was that? Because you just exuded that confidence and relaxed attitude, which was amazing. And so thanks, bud. It was fantastic.
Nah, thank you. I mean, yeah, also like the coverage and the interviews and everything that you guys did. Like, yeah, it's really nice that people could, I don't know, see it from back home. Because it's not always the easiest for the folks back in Oz trying to watch the race and support everything. And the more coverage it gets, the better, I think. So appreciate you taking the time out to make time for me.
Yeah, mate. Least we can do. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, mate. I know everyone that's listening, watching live are blown away. But, that's to be expected because, as we said, you're a champion on and off the bike, mate. And, yeah, keep doing what you're doing because it's only going to keep continuing these amazing stories. So
thanks very much, guys.
Enjoy a bit more sort of R&R and we'll catch up soon, mate.
Yeah,
we're just going to show the little Ronnie Reid tribute. But if you can hang around at the end of that, we'll have a quick goodbye, even if it's after the show finishes.
Oh, sounds great.
All right, well, here's the tribute to our great mate, Ronnie Reid.
Ron, I didn't know you as well as many people paying tribute to you today, but one thing's for sure, you're a bloody great journalist. You saw it, you read it correctly, you wrote about it, and just by the fact you were writing, you sold many newspapers because it was you. I'm so saddened that by today, of course, it's inevitable for all of us that we will meet again, and when we do, we'll have a beer together and we'll talk about old times. Rest in peace, and my kindest regards to you too.
Today we're talking to Ron Reid. Ron Reid,
another great Australian.
He's a legend in the world of sports journalism. He has been with the Herald Sun for something short of 50 years, not much short. Started off as a country boy. Let's welcome Ron Reid. G'day, Ron. Good morning.
Morning, Leon. Morning, Sam. More affectionately known as the Hound.
The Hound, that's right. Well, who gave you the name the Hound?
Oh, look, it's lost in the mists of time, but I think Percy Jones had a bit to do with it, the old Carlton footballer. Yeah. I lived with Percy for a while, which it says as much in the book, but I think he was responsible for it many, many years ago.
Was that in Rockley Parade in South Yarra, or did you go to Richmond?
No, we were in Toorak. We were in Toorak at one stage until we got kicked out of there.
Well, you got kicked out of a few places, I didn't want to raise them, but aboard your interviews, Dennis Lee was difficult, but you had this love-hate thing with Shane Warne. You always said Shane Warne was your greatest interview and the guy you wanted to be with most, and yet you had a love-hate relationship. You had difficult times with Shane Warne.
He didn't get along all that well with the media in general for quite a while. And there came one day when I got a call at breakfast. We were up in Brisbane and was I coming to training. And when we got there, the media manager locked Warnie and I both in the umpire's dressing room and said, now, you guys sort yourselves out and knock on the door when you're finished. So we did that, Warnie, and after a while we'd both run out of things to say. And I said to him, Warnie, look, you're not about to stop playing cricket for Australia anytime soon, and I'm not going to stop writing about it. We'd better draw a line in the sand. And he looked at me and said, yep, let's do that. And so after that, it was,
so you're on good terms
much
now.
Smoother going. We're on terrific terms now, yeah. He invited me round to his place in Brighton about a year ago when I told him I wanted to write about all this.
Hound, what's the biggest story you wrote?
I think the one I enjoyed most was revealing that Alex Jesaulenko had found a brother that he never knew he had.
Which is in the book, by the way.
It is.
War Games.
his mother had given this baby up for dead when she was in a prison camp during the war, and spent the next 40 years or so wondering what had ever happened to him, assuming he'd been killed by the Nazis or who knows what. Anyway, the guy surfaced, and Alex was a very emotional reunion.
And a big reunion, I remember.
Yeah.
Hang on, you've acquired a great love for cycling. You know, you covered Melbourne and Warrnambool, which is a big affair, and then also, I think, 6 or 7 Tour de France. Where'd that all emanate from?
I had a passing interest in it, and I've always liked the big events, and the Tour de France was one that was sort of on the horizon, and then I got talking to our mate
John
Trevorrow about it, and he said, well, look, I go every year and we have a good time, so why don't you come? So,
on one of his Kentucky tours.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I didn't know what I was letting myself in for, I must say.
Sometimes I call them Takawi tours.
No, we haven't got a reservation here. Oh, yeah, for Trevorrow for 5? No, sir.
That's next month.
Yeah, you never knew where you were living or eating or drinking or anything. But look, they were terrific fun, and I went on 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and eventually our other mate Jerry Ryan started going as well, and we know that led to the formation of the Green Edge team.
Green Edge team, and a victory, Australia's first victory in the tour too, which is fantastic.
Firstly, condolences to Ron's family. He was a great journalist, but also a great guy. I had the pleasure of chatting with Ron on many occasions through my career, whether it be the Tour de France or Olympic Games. He was very well respected in the cycling community, and he was an honest and trustworthy human. He was a great big gentle giant, and he always had a smile and a wry little smile, and trying to get some inside information out of you for one of his great stories. Rest in peace, Ronnie.
Yeah, that's a very special tribute to Ron Reid. As we said, absolute legend and fantastic journalist. And yeah, he's going to be missed, and it'll be a big send-off tomorrow at the Caulfield Racecourse. So look forward to this. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, so that wraps a massive episode. Jacinta says, absolutely blown away. What a fabulous podcast. Thanks, Dan, John, and Jai. So there's plenty of positive comments coming in, Jai. So as we said, mate, you're an absolute superstar. And if anyone wants to get behind the show, as we always say, youtube.com/the Detour Podcast. When are we going to be back, Iffy? I don't know.
No, we'll do one. We'll do one next week. I'm heading up to Ngambia on the weekend, and we'll work on our next show. Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jai.
There's a lot going on. I mean, we've got some great bike racing. We've got Dauphiné, exciting stuff. I was going to talk about some of that with Jai. Too late. I'm just saying we'll dissect that. The Women's Tour of Britain is going on at the moment. Fantastic. Alex Manley, second in the stage last night and third overall. So we'll talk about all of that stuff next week.
All right. Thanks again, Jai. I think it's about the 4th time I've said thanks and wrapped up. But you're definitely going now, mate.
Thanks,
really
mate.
nice.
No worries, mate. Speak soon. Cheers, guys.
This is the winning ride of the Tour de France. Benjamin